All right, happy Friday. Oh, I am not centered. Why am I not centered, y'all? I'm not centered in here. Happy Friday and welcome to another edition of Relationship Recap. You guys know we are talking about Ready to Love. I am Crystal XO. I've got on my pajamas today, and I am one half of the conversation. The other half is, of course, Scorpio Mo.
What up, everyone? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. How are you? I'm trying to keep myself together here. I have on my pajamas. Yes, yes.
Pajamas on. Okay, I see.
Yeah, man, I've had a long day. How was your day?
Productive.
Okay.
We talk. We talk. It's all good, man.
All right. I like that. I like that. Girl. Oh yes. Oh yes. Under the olive branches, we have a lot. Tonight was a great episode. We're going to get into it. Tonight was probably my favorite episode of the show. Well, of this half. It's time to get down to it. We are finally in the fourth quarter.
I know. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. We are really, and obviously
this is where the stuff hits the road.
Obviously, by some people's response, this is where it gets a little funny.
It's where the rubber meets the road.
That's a fact.
Yes, tonight was the best yet. Druzy, what's up? What's up, C-Dub?
What up, C-Dub?
Oh, you all come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We had a surprise ending. It was a good show. It was a good show. And I think some things were revealed.
This might have been my favorite show thus far.
Okay, you agree. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
This one might be the one.
Okay, I like it. Because last week I liked it and you didn't really like it.
It was all right.
But this one, it did. But you know what? I know that the vacations are always. It's only so much time you can juggle.
Here's the thing: we're all together, so now we're seeing where people are physically gravitating to, right?
Yeah.
And then we saw what we saw.
Oh, we saw what we saw. We saw what we saw. Before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about what we saw when we first came in. Shannon, Shannon, which we knew, we had all figured out that Shannon was the one that was going to go home, and it was between Shannon and Lauren, which we correctly predicted, right?
Right.
And Shannon did go home. I want to take a moment to just say that scene with Shannon, I was actually touched. I was sad because she was crying. I was like, oh shit. But I thought that scene with her and Steven, it was a touching scene. I think she had class, but she's just a sweet person. And I think that we saw that when she left today. I do want to read, Shannon left a statement that surprised me a little bit. It was posted in the Facebook Ready to Love page. Shouts out to Lex. But this kind of shocked me a little bit. This was Shannon's, and I'm not exactly sure what this was in reference to, but we'll talk about it as a family. This is from Shannon. Shannon says, I'm going to say this one time and then I'm done. What y'all are watching is edited television, not the full scope of real conversations, real chemistry, or real context. Relationships don't build in sound bites, and clarity doesn't always survive production cuts. That's the game. I understood it going in. What I won't accept is people projecting insecurity, desperation, or confusion onto me because I asked direct questions and expected transparent and honest answers. Wanting clarity is not anxiety. Being expressive is not delusion. Having standards is not doing too much. Discernment isn't judgment. It just feels that way when someone benefits from not being questioned. For the record, I'm Chicago made, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Detroit sharpened. I spent my formative adult years learning myself, loving myself, and building a life across cities that do not reward weakness or indecision. I don't beg, I don't chase, I don't compete for attention. I do all things with a purpose, with tenacity, perseverance, and integrity. I listen, observe, and I move accordingly. I showed up as myself, intentional, expressive, warm, and discerning. That has always been enough, and it will continue to be. If that energy makes you uncomfortable, that's not my work to do. Insane. Now, I want to say that sounded a bit. A lot of people are using AI for a little bit of assistance with their thoughts. No, it's true, because the sentences, the short sentences and that kind of thing kind of make me feel like she might have had some assistance writing that. But overall, what do you guys think about Shannon's manifesto?
Oh man, it's tough, man. Sometimes you got to go in there and make the tough calls.
Yeah.
You know, regardless to how sweet someone is, regardless to what they want,
yes,
you got to go in there and you got to, you know, and that's one of the things about being a leader that people misunderstand or don't. That's the ugly part of it. You got to go in there and be the bad guy. You know, and not everybody is equipped to be that bad guy. And you got to do it unapologetic. You can't explain. You just got to handle your business. In this situation, my heart, you know, she's crying. I mean, it's a woman, and you see the tears, and I see the other women rally around her and hug her. But everybody signed up for this, and you know how this thing go. You know, if you don't have a clear connection, you're on the chopping block at some point. And you got to pick up your big girl panties, because the first thing she did, I mean, she acted on her emotions the whole thing. But I mean, through when they said no, you see, she kind of stepped forward a little bit, looked like she was about to flip a table over, and she caught herself.
She did. She looked upset.
And then she checked herself, and then, you know, people rallied around her or whatever, and you do that process. But it's just tough, man. It's tough. But
what did you think about the manifesto?
I didn't. I don't. I guess you're explaining yourself, but I don't think you need to.
Yeah.
Because who are you explaining it to? Was that to your cast members?
I think it was too, because she says that she doesn't. She says that I guess people were calling her insecure.
Yeah,
and anxiety. Because she said wanting clarity is not anxiety, being expressive is not delusion, having standards is not doing too much, discernment is not judgment. It just feels that way when someone benefits from not being questioned. I don't think, she said, what I won't accept is people projecting insecurity, desperation, or confusion onto me because I ask direct questions.
I mean, obviously that was to Darius. Let's get to that. I mean, we kind of figured that, right?
Yeah, that's what Azak said. Oh, that was to Darius.
Yeah. I mean, the whole couch situation, what do you do? And then he even said it in the
Yeah, he said what she says here, discernment isn't judgment. It just feels that way when someone benefits from not being questioned, because he said she seemed very judgmental, and he wasn't here for that. We all know that that conversation, I'm sure it was edited. What the cast has to understand, not just the Detroit cast, but the Chicago cast coming up. If any of you people are watching, please know, we all know it's edited. It's like they coming like it's edited. We know it's edited, but we cannot watch you all day and all night. So there has to be editing. So whatever you give is whatever they have to work with, and that's it. So I understand that it's edited, right? We understand that, but I don't think the majority of people watching Ready to Love Detroit assumed that Shannon was any of the things that were mentioned in this. I don't think anyone saw her as insecure. I don't think anyone saw her as anxious or desperate. Certainly not desperate. Like, none of those words. So I don't know if that was directed towards Darius, but I don't think that was necessary, because I don't think she showed up at all And the mass majority of people did not see her that way. Did anyone here see Shannon as anything mentioned in that?
I mean, I think it was spread out to whether it be Darius. I think was people that do what you and I do, the recap shows.
Yeah.
People state their opinions, and they take all this in.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that could be it. But just like us, I'm not going to sit up here and be offended because whether it came here or not, somebody said it. But you once you say that to them, then what? It's not going to change anything. It's not going to. You're probably never going to meet these people. So
yeah,
you know.
I get it, and I mean, I'm saying that. I also am someone that's saying I would not go on a reality show for dating, but even the reality show I did go on, there were a lot of people said things about me that I did not agree with. There's always editing in any show. There's editing.
There's not editing on here, and y'all be saying things about me that I don't.
Right, y'all be coming for us, and I'm gonna tell you what. From now on, the last couple of episodes we've been having a good time. I'm gonna continue having a good time, because I think the cast get upset over anytime something doesn't go your way. I do too, right? You remember when I first started this channel before you came on here, and I remember people were saying such hateful things about me, just seeing me interview other people, that it bothered me. And I just got thicker skin. But even still, somebody said something to me a week and a half ago, and I told him, I was like, I'm about to go off. And he was like, sit down. You know, it just, hey, people, not everybody is going to like you. And I think that most of us feel like, why would everyone not like us? You know, but people are different. So that's my disclaimer. If you're a member of the cast, you may not want to watch the show because we're going to be honest.
And then here's the thing also, if you have 100 good comments and you got one bad, right, please don't focus on that, you know, man, please don't do, because the one thing I've learned about being in this space in a little over 2 years I've been here is that the first thing I learned is probably the most important. I don't fall in love with the love, and I do not hate on the hate. Because I didn't seen it turn around the next episode and they say something great, and then the next, it just goes back and forth. You can't be so invested in that, especially when people change, especially when people don't truly know you. They're only going to judge based on what they see right then and there, and it's not much, so you can't really be mad at them. You
can't be mad. You gotta let it go. I do want to also clear up a couple of things that we saw last episode, and that is one of them. We have been giving our friend Darius a hard time, but that's only because he offers so many opportunities to give him a hard time.
It's funny.
It's not our fault. He is filled with proclivities that are hilarious to me, and I just want to talk about the conversation between Darius and Shannon and the stripper, because there was so much that we had to laugh about last week. We didn't get to all of this, so he said.
Are you going? Can you say it? Because it's funny when you did it last time.
I can't.
No, yes, you can.
I can't. But no, I'm talking about the fact that he said he is a target-rich environment. Thank you, Druzy. He is, and I can't. I didn't make it like this. He did it. So blame yourself, Darius, if we find a lot of laughter with the character that you present. But he said that most strippers are only there for a short period of time. He said most of them are off to something else. And I was like, that's not true. I don't know if he thought that he assumed that Shannon doesn't know any strippers because of the way her face, turned up. But I have had the benefit of interviewing numerous strippers and casting some in my upcoming independent film. And all the women that I've had a chance to talk to, it was not a pit stop. In fact, he used the word pit stop. It was not a pit stop. It might have been a comfortable resting place where they knew they were going to get, money. When you work for years, I worked as a publicist with mostly hip hop clients, And, you know, they had a lot of them, you know, frequented strip clubs and had strippers around. And you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe I think that was the story in the 80s. I'm doing this to get through college, but I don't think that's what it is now.
When he said that was a pit stop, what did she say?
Oh, I wish we could go back and watch it.
What did she say? You remember? She said she wasn't doing what? What she say?
She said, I'm not doing anything like that. And please know the only reason I could say it like that is because that was me.
Oh God, that is so
I'm not going to be doing anything like that anytime soon. I sure wasn't. Shannon, I was with you. I'm not going to be doing anything like that. And as a result, I was left out of a lot of fun in college. I didn't get a chance to to be invited to play any reindeer games. I was left to my own devices. But I think, hold on, I think I may have the clip. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this clip. Mo entertained the people. Let me try to get this clip.
Let me tell you something. That part was so funny to me because I saw it on the recap the next week. The hour before they showed the episode before. So I watched it on that and I was just dying. But God bless her, man. I mean, it's, you know, it could be a culture. Hell, I know a stripper right now in her late 40s. Yeah. It gets like that. It gets like that. And depending on where you are, the money is different in these spaces right now. So I don't know if women, you know, they come out with an exit plan and maybe they're not stripping as long anymore. But in this town, we're in Atlanta, Georgia, they ride it until their body is done. They can't do no more or whatever the case may be. So I don't know, man.
All right, I can't get it. We're just gonna move on because that wasn't this week anyway. Let's move on to we said goodbye to Shannon. Let's talk about your man Steven, the quiet assassin.
Oh, Steven played himself on this one, bro. Bro, you played yourself. You was Mr. Too Much, doing too much. This was it. That was a Darius call. What are you doing over there?
What in the world are you doing over there?
Yeah, that's not you. Well, maybe it is you.
Let's talk about it.
And you
Let's talk about the succulents.
You did too much. You see the circle getting smaller and smaller. And it's like, why would you do so much? And when did you have the time to paint all of them?
Well, he was the one leading the class. You know, that shirt is paisley. It is. I like it though. I like how Steven dresses. He had a very snazzy jacket on in that last scene. But I like Steven, but I think Steven was a quiet assassin. And you see what happens when you do too much, it all comes out. And then when you try to play them, you play yourself.
That part, man. Steven, I had you up there, brother. You let me down.
Well, he was right. He got a lot of women. Now let's talk about Steven's connections. Steven had Lauren, Donna, Shannon, and Ashante.
I've been saying it the whole time. You didn't really. Lauren felt the way you didn't pick. And what you did, and we'll get to that later, you caused a domino effect. We're going to get to that. But in this space, brother, it's no way that you think that you were going to say all that and the next time a man goes, you're not going to be on the chopping block.
No, I don't think, well, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think he was going to be on the chopping block. That surprised a lot of us. But can we talk about where he went wrong? Because you remember you guys, when every week we would be sitting here talking and we never saw Steven talking to Donna, to Lauren or really Donna, a little bit with Donna, but we didn't see him talking with Lauren. And Lauren would be like, what about me? And we were like, nah. And we just kept bypassing. Well, little did we know, Stephen was talking to Lauren 2 or 3 hours a night.
See what I'm saying?
Who is talking 2 or 3 hours a night? I need to be your top.
Right.
That's a lot of talking. That's a lot of talking.
That's what I'm saying. So
what do you think he's done? Because obviously, if he was talking to her, let's break this down, Mo. I need you to speak up for your brother because you had his back. If he's talking to Lauren 2 to 3 hours a night, why is he not speaking up for her as his top? Because we never got that energy from him on camera. So what was that about?
I think he when he's talking to one, he's locked into that. But once he's in the room with the other ones, he gets confused and he doesn't want everyone else to see him going in there because he wants to weigh out his options. Because, and a lot of people do it, I feel like they play it too safe to the point, well, if I do too much, then what if she really feeling somebody else?
Ooh, Tamasha had a good one. She says, Lauren felt like he was her safe place. I like that. That could be it. Because Lauren definitely thought that he was safe. Because I feel like I think Vince, I'm going to say it. I think Vince was really more, Lauren was really more into Vince. But Lauren was really more into Vince because he had a little bit more kick to him. But she thought Stephen was a sure thing. And I understand why she thought he was a sure thing, because she's talking to him 2 or 3 hours a night. And when you're talking that much, you're thinking that you got it on lock. And then he flipped on her with the succulents. They were all surprised that they all got succulents. Did you see how Lauren acted like she wanted to throw that succulent back at him?
You know what? You know what's crazy? Now, you said you felt like I was more like Vince. Well, in the incident you just described, I was actually more like Steve.
I just think your mouth is like Vince in this, but I want to talk about Vince too, but let's finish up about Steven. I feel like why did Steven gave out 3 plants?
I think he felt like he could jump around because he wanted to be sure if the women were into him.
But who do you think he really liked? Who do you think he liked the most?
I'm giving it to Lauren.
He didn't act like it on camera.
He didn't act like it to nobody.
He didn't.
That's the problem.
That was the problem. That's why
you put in the time, which no one knew, and she felt as though she knew you better than everybody else. Somebody else did that in another show. They did that in Philly.
Yeah, she played herself like, I know him better, and girl, no, you didn't. I don't know though. I don't know. I mean, I don't know because, okay, let me ask you, is the amount of time you talk to the person an indication, or is it
still, it's always action. Always. I don't care what if it's not followed up by action soon, then it's just not that. It could be passing the time. It could be waiting. It could be the other person is busy. Never do that. It's always action. I don't care how good it sounds.
That's what I'm saying, because maybe Lauren was available, but I know one thing, he seemed like Shannon was getting on his nerves when she broke up him and Donna, but I didn't think he really liked Donna. Maybe he was just trying to collect all the women.
Nah, well, Shannon was cock blocking. That messed it all up.
She was, well, I don't know if it messed it all up. I think he messed it all up.
But you see how he said in the men's confession, the way he even said it was a little slick and mean to her. I was like,
I thought so. That's why I was surprised to see him. I think this is what a lot of my friends have been telling me this. 2 guy friends told me the nice guy is not. He's like, I don't want to be a nice guy. I'd rather be a good guy.
I say that all the time.
That too, because I think Stephen was a nice guy because he was being nice in everybody's face. But then when the cameras were when he was in the men's lounge, he was low key a little bit irritated and said, kind of slick towards Shannon. And actually, probably why one of the reasons that she went home, because he did say that she kind of cock blocked, right?
Right.
So that being nice and not wanting to really just be direct is a problem.
that was, you know, one of the things. And I just think that if he wouldn't have said that if she was breaking it up with a woman he didn't have interest in.
True. Funny thing is, Vince slid right on in there, like, "Hey, I see you." Yeah, Steve is a nice guy, but I think ladies, we need to be aware. And you know what, Mo, the friend of mine that we have in common that I thought was a nice guy actually turned out to be a horrible guy, because I thought he was just seemed very, you know, unassuming and easy and non-threatening. He turned out to be worse than, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Like, and that's the thing, like, I'll smile in your face, say all the right things, but behind your back, I'm really being sneaky and conniving. And I don't know. I would like to hear from Steven. I think we'll have to look towards the reunion to hear who he really had a connection with, because at this point, I really don't know. You guys put in the chat who you think Steven had a real connection with. Again, his connections were Lauren, Donna, Shannon, Ashanti.
But here's the thing. If you're Steven and you're looking at Lauren and you're saying, you know what? I think her top is Bello, but Bello's top is Dominique. But so you kind of don't want to jump all the way out at her, but you like her, but you don't want to because of that. So you create your own safety net and not really grab to anybody until they grab. You play that game, you can lose out yourself. And that's what Bello told, Lauren.
Yeah, he said play safe, you play yourself.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Steve was like, you could like somebody, but you see their energy is somewhere else, but you know his energy is somewhere else. And you can't out him. You can't dirty Mac and be like, you're wasting your time with homeboy, because you see it all in her face. I'm the man, you can't say nothing like that, but you see it, but you don't want to jump all the way out there.
Yeah.
So it's tough. And I'm not justifying what he did, because he should have chose something. But
he should have chose something. Yeah, if he was going to be on there. Edna says Steven wasn't connected to any of them. It seems like most of you are saying, Crystal, Steven had a connection with not one. Nobody really sees a real connection. Some people are saying Shannon. Some people say Donna.
I ain't gonna lie.
To be honest, I don't think
I got a connection,
but his interests were Lauren and possibly Ashanti. See, we're not in agreement on any of them, so it just feels weird.
If I like a woman and I see her interest is somewhere else, but I feel like I'm not gonna bring that out because of that.
Yeah.
Now you think I don't like her, but I do, but I know she likes him. And you're gonna say, well, you should have chose. Then I chose, but then you choose him. I can't.
But he couldn't have felt like, well, I mean, because if him and Lauren were talking 2 to 3 hours a night, they both were doing each other the same way, because on camera her top was Bello. And in fact, I want y'all to pay attention to this. She said when she went to talk to Bello, she was like, "Oh, Mr. Supermodel Bello," like she played up to him because he presented the challenge for her, because I think he had the ladies feeling like out of the guys on the show, a lot of people felt like Bello had, you know, was a catch, you know, probably the most mature, attractive, confident, you know, well-spoken, very charismatic and charming. And so I feel like Lauren was confused at the fact that he wasn't more after her, that he really, I think that was like, whoa. But I feel like Lauren, whenever we saw her on camera, and we understand everybody is an edit, but all we could go on is the edit. That's all we're talking about is the edit. Lauren seemed to play more up to Bello than she did Steven, right? Now, we didn't hear their conversations, but when the cameras were rolling, we saw her, you know, complimenting him. And I feel like when she saw Bello wasn't going to flip, Bello was not going to flip on Dominique. He told everybody from Dominique and her people. He told Ashanti, yes, Dominique has been my top connection. He told Lauren, everybody, he was very clear on camera that Dominique was number one, and Dominique was very clear that that's what she demanded. Like, either you're gonna make me the top, you're gonna stand on business about me, or not. We definitely gonna talk about Dominique coming out today. We saw we saw the real, besides the, what was it, Mo, did the cup? We saw the other side. Besides that side, we saw the other side tonight, girlfriend.
Wow.
Yes, but I think Lauren was not prepared for that.
Nah, yeah, she definitely wasn't. But the thing is, I keep seeing, like, and fellas, you can learn something from that. I just want them to, I'm not gonna say what it is, but if there's any guys in the chat, you see how Dominique played it, and his, because it's not about what they say, it's about what they respond to. Put that together on how Dominique act towards Lauren and how she respond, and how the other guys act and how she respond. Who did she give more attention to, and how did he? You see what I'm saying? So sometimes running up behind these women and all like that, if she is and running up and trying to be all up in their face, is not it when everybody else is doing that. He did the opposite and got more attention. I'm just putting that up.
Yeah, I will say to the ladies, I think that a great lesson was learned from me today, because I feel like I was talking to a girlfriend after the episode went off. I think a lot of times our emotions and how we feel can seem right, but when you look at it from an external place, it seems crazy. I think most women have been in a position that Lauren was, where you want to know where you stand. And you feel like you guys should have a connection. And it's almost like you're asking, so where are we? I feel like in my analysis, Crystal's opinion on how this season went, Dominique's way of dealing with the guys is much more successful than Lauren's way, because Dominique, it was always a good time. She was not worried about any other girls. She was focused on herself. She let you know what it had to be for her. And she just had this confidence. It was like, of course who I want wants me, and I'm moving in that. She never mentioned anybody else to a connection on camera. I don't know what she did off camera. That's not our business. But on camera, it was always about her. And a lot of times what I've learned with men, when you show up as confident and this is what you are, and this is what they respond to that. Now, Lauren showed up as the pretty girl that is totally confused as to why you're not picking me. But do we have something? I want to make sure. Even in her confessional, she was like, well, I see that Dominique in the room with Bello, and I'm going to make sure that he knows that I have boundaries. She was very aware of what everybody else was doing. And that can come when you're used to being, most of the time, we are hearing what a guy is telling us only. So when you get a chance to see the actions are not aligning with the words, it can be off-putting. However, never play yourself. Never play yourself. If it's anything less than a yes, it is a no. If it's anything less than a yes, am I number one? If it's anything less than a yes, it's no. It's no. And you don't have to ask. You don't have to hem and haw. Ooh, I was just wondering, and how. No, just focus on you, and what is for you comes to you. If it don't, bye. It needs to go. Let's get the whips and chains out, as Dominique said. They gotta go. If you don't stand on business about me, then you gotta go. I ain't worried about nobody else but me and him. Lesson to all the ladies. This is good dating practice.
That's real.
I wanted to cringe every time I saw one of them conversations. I was like, girl, stop having these conversations. Stop having them. Because what happens is whenever the guy is with you, we're always having a conversation about something. Dominique, when I'm with Dominique, it's fun. She's flirting with me. We're having a good time.
Right. It's no pressure.
You want to have a talk.
That's a great point. It's no pressure. We're just here taking in the moment. It's not a questionnaire. Every time we get around, it's like we having this. It drains you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then even like, Yes, Edna. Yes, yes, Edna. Yes. Pretty privilege did not work because pretty privilege only works when you're the only pretty one in the room.
Say that again.
Pretty privilege only works when you're the only pretty one in the room. I got a girlfriend who is drop dead gorgeous. And it's funny because I was telling her, I was like, yeah, you get guys because of how, and she was like, you really don't think that the only reason I get guys is because of how I look, do you? She's like, you're not underestimating like that, are you? And I started laughing and she was like, no, it's because of how I treat them, how they feel when they're with me. It's not because of how I look. And that threw me off. Because they are initially attracted because of how she looks, but she was like, "You think I'm just going on that?"
But that's not
Dominique is not focused on that. She's making them feel good.
That's what we try. I've tried to say this on the show. That's what attracts us. That doesn't make us stay. What makes us stay is how we're treated.
Come on, Edna, with that wisdom. Edna's explaining that wisdom. Yes. Yes. So I thought that was an interesting. Now, I do think Lauren handled herself with class, but we're just talking about interacting with men.
She did.
And I think when you are interacting with men, it really is not about what he's doing with other women. It's really only about what he's doing with you. Because if he's doing something for someone else, it's not about them. It's just about the fact that he ain't doing it for you. You don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, that's real.
I felt like we needed to just come with it because tonight was all about lessons for everybody. Another thing that Lauren made a mistake. Lauren made some big mistakes tonight.
She did. Damn it, Lauren, you did.
Let's talk about the situation with Vince and the friends.
Oh, let's get to it.
I did not like it.
Listen.
First of all, I want to say this. I went and watched because a lot of people were suggesting and urging, and I was getting DMs with Vince's podcast. Vince has a YouTube channel that's been on before Ready to Love came on. He and I believe it's his brother. Or they look very much alike. I believe it's his brother or some family member. Yeah, they do they have a podcast. So I went and watched their episode pertaining to the situation with Lauren and her friends. And I will say this, Mo and I disagreed. I felt like Lauren's friends did too much. It was a lot of talking. Hey, you there? I'm not going to lie. It was a lot of talking. But I will say this. I understand why some women are turned off by Vince, but those are women that aren't into intellectual guys. I actually like intellectual guys. So I could understand that type of conversation. He's a very intellectual dude. So it's kind of like, it's funny because I think Vince is probably more intellectual. I've never seen that from Cardi, even though he says he is. I don't know, but hey, I'm just saying. But I know, like, my son is like that. Intellectual guys are going to be really in their head, and they probably are not for everyone. Verbose is a good word. Hey, you there? But they also are often categorized as kind of like a smart ass or a smart aleck, right? So Vince and his brother broke down. I couldn't watch it all because I had work to do, and it was a long explanation. But I do agree with him. Lauren's friends, he answered the question. He answered it again, and they were being funny. Now, when girls get together, that's kind of what we do. And especially we all understand the production wants the friends to give the guys a hard time, right? To sum up what Vince said in about an hour and a half, he said that he answered the question. He was confused on why he was asked the question over again. And then they said, well, are you 6'2"? Did your doctor say that? Or are you really 5'11"? So he said, in that situation, I'm trying to figure out, obviously you're asking me the same question. I already answered it. And he said, Lauren knows I'm 6'2" because I'm taller than her and she's 6 feet. So I'm thinking that they're trying to get at something. I'm thinking that there must be something else. That's what any rationally and intelligent person would think. Oh, well, maybe there's something else. So he was like, so what are you trying to really get at? He said, because I'm trying to figure out if there's a reason that they're just trying to be funny. He said, because they asked me this and then they laughed at me. I didn't get upset. I just said, where are we going? And then they came back and he was like, so then I'm like, so the question is, if you like, I don't understand what you're doing. It doesn't make any sense. And the brother was like, yes, this is a conversation on social media. And Vince was like, I'm not the type of person that's having conversations on social media. So if somebody said stuff to ask me a question, I answered it. And then they ask it again and laugh at me and make it seem like I'm lying. What am I supposed to do but try to figure out if is there something else that I'm not seeing here? So he was right. I don't think he was wrong. We could disagree. It's okay. But what happened tonight, Lauren's friends were told to give him a hard time. This is the problem with what happened tonight. Lauren's friends, when he left, she asked them who they liked out of everybody. And they said Vince. And she was still upset because he went back and forth with them. So when they went on a date tonight, she said, I'm going to call my friends. Vince was like, no, wait, do I have a say-so in that? She just called. She didn't ask. She just called. She put the girl on speakerphone. He was totally thrown off and then basically made him apologize to her friend. He did. And then she gave him a gift by saying something nice about him after, which I thought was wild. In fact, let's watch that right now.
Tell you this, my favorite things about you.
Oh my God, wait, let me
Number one, first thing that stood out to me about you, very, very excellent character, and you stand up for what you believe in. That is really important to have a person that is out loud about who they are. I think you're a protector. I think you're a good man. And I could see Vince fitting into my life.
I appreciate hearing that from you because I know it couldn't be anything but real. Even though things have been what they are, it continues to grow. So just because we didn't do this doesn't mean we're not doing this. Maybe it's slow. And that's enough for me to keep making an effort because it's trending up.
All right, it's trending up. So then after that, she gives him a kiss on the cheek. That's the first person that she's kissed this entire time. Then they go to the ladies' lounge to do the deliberations on the guys. And Lauren, you know, she has this time where she mentions the situation with Dominique and Bello, because we all know that was her first choice. And then she offers to the ladies that Vince offered to call her friend and apologize. That was crazy to me. The way she twisted that to make it seem like he kind of stood up for her and he was doing something to make her feel good. That's not what happened. That's not the way. I don't know how the edit could have changed that around, but that's not how it worked. She basically threw him out there and said, do this. And then, then she gave him the compliments and the kiss on the cheek, but that was only after she was on the bottom. And it was after she said to Steven, how did I end up here? How could she possibly be in the bottom? Then she had to make some changes. So she was trying to lay it on thick with the people that she had. So I was really thrown off by Lauren tonight. Scorpio Mo.
Likewise, I'm going to start and I'm going to move this very fast. All right. A lot of times you keep saying this is the intellect. Nothing intellectual happened on this show and most of these shows. A lot of this stuff was common sense shit. They fucking with him and he couldn't get that. So that's the problem when you are dealing with it. It's like common stuff goes over their head. And they make it more than, he made it more than what it was. You fed into it. Now they're going to keep messing with you. That's on that. Moving forward, she played herself. And because it makes it feel like the guy that you wanted to be, he's gone. So now you're running back to Vince and the people that are open. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what that feel like. She spent the whole thing and said, he said that. He did not say that. I don't know if it's edit. Because I texted you as soon as it happened. I was like, hold up. She said he wanted to, that didn't, unless they cut off something, and she was like, oh, he'll do it now, and we missed something. But we, like you said earlier, we go to what was the edit. So that's what we're talking about. I thought that was foul. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So a lot of times when you see people, that's why you can't go with one person's story. Because you say we never saw that, him doing it before, we will all think that this man just did that, and that's not how it go. So let that be a lesson to you. People put their own narrative to somewhat the truth, but you put him in position to do that. He didn't ask for that. He didn't say, I want to apologize. You said, I'm going to call them now when you can, and then you slid him the phone, and he was on the spot. And any man, he doesn't want to make the situation even more awkward, so he's going to go along with it. We tend to do that as men. A lot of times, we want to speak up on a lot of things, but we're afraid we're going to run off a lot of stuff. I'll just say that. So we don't say nothing. But this was one of them. I wasn't feeling Lauren on this, and I think this was not the only option, but she had nowhere else to go but to Vince.
He did. He said when she brought up the friend thing, he said that he would when he saw them, and then she said, "I'm going to call him right now." You saw his face was like, he said, "Do I have a say in this?"
You already know this man is not good under pressure.
Right. She put him back under pressure. Under the Olive Branches asked, I believe that Dominique has 2 children, and I believe that Lauren has 2 or 3. Under the Olive Branches is working on a theory. But yeah, I do want to speak to what you said. I agree with you. I think we both can agree there. I do think that Vince is more intellectual, but you're right. It is a common sense thing. And sometimes people that do think a lot or think too much, they can kind of they can overdo it. And I agree with you. I think he definitely, it was just they were messing with him.
You're looking out there and it's right here.
It's right there. And that's what they said. But I think that's why a lot of times, like I said, I know my kid is not for a lot of women because he's out there. And then he has very little patience for just, certain type of things. He's very irritated. He gets easily irritated, but that's not because he's trying to be mean. He just thinks differently. Right. So I'm saying that kind of reminds me of my son and actually his dad. And I think that it can be it could be a very bad mix with certain people. I think Lauren's friends and Vince are never going to be like a good fit. But I think she just really played herself on a couple of points tonight, and it was unfortunate, but
Hey, that little tension with Dominique's like she get right to it. You can't. I ain't gonna hold you.
Dominique gets to it with everybody. And I want to say, I just want to say this with Dominique, it goes equally. It's equal opportunity because you guys remember when Devon was pussyfooting around, and she was like, if he ain't standing on bed, he got to go. And then tonight, she said, Cardi. In fact, let's watch this right now before we get into the Dominique conversation. Let's get into it because Miss Ma'am has been standing on business from the jump, and it continues.
In a bad way, but like being friends, but just not enough for me. I need the full package. It's got to be somebody who I could laugh with, cry with, roll with, sleep with.
Personally, my thing is I don't want to overwhelm you. It's pretty much how I feel.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it real. I went where that pressure was applied.
That's real.
Bello applied that pressure, and I was like, okay.
First of all, what the hell is happening? What the hell was happening in that? What was Cardi doing? I didn't want to overwhelm you. I didn't want to.
Man, you bet. Listen, this is a woman that's seen some things, brother. She's been around big money. She's been around dudes who got game and conversation. You can't be playing with this lady. You gotta get to it, Jack.
He didn't get to it with anybody. He said
he definitely did.
He did not get to it with anybody. Forget Dominique. Anybody.
You got to be an officer and a gentleman.
It was not any. It was neither one. He took when Ashley said to him, "Yeah, don't do that. Hey, you there? That I am a metaphor line. This was not the show for that. I don't know what show is for that, but that's not Rated Love. But Ashley said to him over and over again, "We think you're shallow. You're not showing up." And then he took her on a skateboard date.
That's what he into.
I'm not saying it's nothing wrong with being it, but if you in the skateboarding, you got to be in the other stuff too. She was hugged up on the sofa with Darius.
Yeah, you can't be pulling out a skateboard when she done with Darius with the animals around his neck. You got to know.
And then she had a helmet on. It was a really big helmet. And then when he touched her, he was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, Miss Cardi."
Too much of a gentleman. He probably know his moms was watching. What he should have did, he would have been good for Shannon.
He should have. That's what I'm saying. People be out of what. That's what I'm saying. Like what? When I saw Cardi sitting at the table, it don't even look like that. This looks like her and her little brother. This does not look like people on a date. This looks like Dominique talking to her little brother, who she likes as a little brother, not as a actual contender.
You might as well call her Miss Dominique. I'm starting to do that for now on. I'm just letting you know. I'm referring to everybody as Miss.
No, Cardi. Now, who do y'all think? Who she told him about the pressure? Now, Dominique was like, when Shannon left, Dominique did not shed a tear. Everybody else was. Dominique was like, people.
No, she hugged her.
She did hug her, but she was just like, you know. And then when it came time to eliminate the guys, Dominique said, "It's time. People need to go. Get out the whips and chains." I was like, yikes.
She get the business.
She gets down to business, and she knows what this is. This is TV. This is not, we're not here to play games. Let's talk about.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, please.
How long is the shoot? They shoot for what? How many weeks?
I think it's like, I don't know. It could be different. It was like 6 weeks before. I don't know how long it is now.
No disrespect to Dominique, but she got older from the first episode to this episode. I don't know if it's the makeup, but she looked like she's gotten older as we went on. She did. I noticed it last week. I ain't want to say nothing.
I think it was maybe because at the house, maybe they didn't have makeup.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think she had the makeup people over there.
They didn't have the same makeup. I'm
not trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah, and I do think she referred to Shannon as her sister, but I do think, but she also was fine with kicking Shannon out of that room as well.
Right, because she was in the backseat of the car, right?
Yeah, she was in the backseat of the car, but yeah, when Shannon put her bag down at that room, Dominique was like, "Well, I don't know what to tell you. This is my room, and you're gonna have to figure something out." And Shannon was like, "I don't want to sleep in here with you guys." All right, let's talk about it in the ladies' lounge. And actually, even when they did the confessionals, Lauren, first of all, that scene with Lauren talking to Bello, and then Dominique comes and sits in the vicinity was hilarious.
Crazy.
Hilarious. But can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
I think that Bello was bored by what Lauren was saying.
Yes. And he had pressure behind him. Yes.
He had pressure behind him, but she was like, "I don't always get my feelings out because I don't always show my emotions." And guys don't really be liking to talk about all that stuff all the time.
This is not the time. And by this time, I think they was already in the room together. I don't know what they did.
But they were. They had already been in the room together. But Bello was clear Dominique was his top. But when she was talking, I was like, that conversation, any man, I think I probably had a conversation with my husband like that earlier today or yesterday. And his eyes glazed over, and we're married. They I mean, I'm not saying those conversations are not important, but those are not the type of conversations to be having when you're trying to lock it in.
Yeah, you got to choose your spots.
So the fact that when Dominique came in, because again, when he's with Dominique, they're not having those type of conversations. They're just having, she's just sitting there with the flirty energy. So it was interesting to me to see why Lauren said it feels like side chick energy, because I felt like it was the opposite. If anything, she would have been the side chick.
Lauren would have been the side. Yes. That's not what she was referring to?
Oh, okay. I thought she was saying that. Okay. Yeah.
I thought she was referring to herself as being the side chick.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. No. It had to be, because I was like, well, she would be the side chick. Yeah. Because he was clear that was his.
He kissing the lady in the mouth.
He kissed her in the mouth
when they passed out the succulent things.
The succulent thing, and then Lauren, so she hadn't kissed anybody. Jesus Christ.
No, I'll tell you something funny. So Darius gives old girl the thing, right? The succulent thing, whatever.
My God.
And she gets it, looks at it. Go back and watch it. Darius goes in for a kiss. Didn't work. I caught it.
Oh God, I wish I had that. Why don't I have that?
He puckers up a little bit and leans in, and she just go, I caught it. Y'all see it? I catch everything, trust me.
Oh man. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I don't know if I have that part, but I do have something funny. I want to get to that in a minute. We're going to talk about Darius, but let's finish talking about Dominique. What did you see with when Dominique, when Lauren says she's telling the story about how she's talking to Bello? Why would she even bring that up in the ladies' lounge? That was weird to me.
That was wild.
Why would you even bring up in the ladies' lounge that when he was talking to one of his other connections, he turned around away from you? If anything, that is for you to keep to yourself and realize that he's not your top.
That's it. And you brought the guy, you actually make yourself look worse. Like, and the woman right there.
Again. It was again. You made yourself look worse again. Jesus. This was a bad night for our girl.
Lauren, this was a bad night. And I see you ain't popping up in the, you usually up in here by now, Lauren. Or maybe it's 11 because you do your show.
She don't want to talk to us now. Or maybe she's probably doing her show because she wants to straighten out.
She'll be in here after 11 watch.
Or she may not. She may not.
Nah, I think her show ends at you'll see. You got some explaining to do, Lucy. Yeah. I don't know, man. God, this was a bad night for Lauren.
It was. Okay, but let's talk about Dominique. What was that? Why was Dominique so hyped? She was like, if you talking about something, say my effing name. Girl, like.
I mean, well, and I don't think she kind of showed her hand a little bit too.
It wasn't a little bit. She showed the entire thing. The whole.
No, but what I'm saying is, you the cool and confident one. You don't even have to do that. You know who she talking to, and play your cool hand. But you doing that, I think now it shows a little chink in your armor, right? Because up until
the basketball wife came out.
Yeah, up until this point, you played the laid back role. You peep everything, and you stayed on your game. Continue to do that. But once you do that, that bothers you. Now I know. You see what I'm saying?
But I don't think it bothered her because of Bello. I think she was just checking the shit out of her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I think maybe low key, she don't like it, but she plays it cool.
I think she letting her know, girl, he want me, he don't want you. It's clear.
It's obvious.
Because she said he could talk to whoever he wants to. He do, like, basically, I ain't told him nothing. Don't get it twisted. And then Lauren, but good, I do appreciate Lauren. Lauren is super classy and has a really easy, she de-escalated that situation, because that could have went could have went from 0 to 100 real quick because Dominique was ready for it.
You're right.
But Lauren was like, it's not. And then Tommy was like, no, it's not even about her. It's about the connection with him. But I'm just like, why are you bringing that up in the ladies' lounge? Because this is for the other ladies. No other ladies are gonna get rid of Bello because of that. Bello let Ashanti know, and to me, Bello and Ashanti's conversation sound like brother sister. It did not sound like there was any romantic connection at all. It sounded like they connect on an emotional to learn, but it's not. He don't interact with her from a place of like a physical attraction.
That's funny you say that because a lot of people, there are some people that feel that way about another party, Vince and old girl.
And Donna, yeah, people were saying that about Vince and Donna. Yeah.
And so I look for it today, and I don't see any flirtation. I just see real cool, we understand each other vibes, but I don't see.
No, I think Vince lets you know he's attracted to Donna. Donna, I was looking for you last night. And then, even when they were sitting on that, when he said he was looking for her in the bed, that's not Ashanti and Bello. There has been no flirtation, like I'm trying to get with you or nothing like that. Vince, he came over when Donna was talking to Steven, and she's like, is that what you think I like? He's like, oh, I know what you like, but I'm trying. So that's flirtation. That
part was.
That may not be the type of flirtation that some guys do, but that's his version of flirtation. Now, Donna, I'm not sure why Donna. I feel like Donna was holding out for Steven to like her. I feel like Donna's kind of holding out for somebody else to like her besides Vince. She said Vince was her number one, but she seemed butthurt when Steven did not give her a succulent.
I think she just wanted her face. Yeah, they gotta stop doing that to that lady. She has confessional hair and then regular hair on this. I don't like it. That's confessional hair right there, that photo. That's not what they shoot with.
What is your issue with Donna's hair? Next week, I'm going to bring some photos because you have really, is it bothering you? It's bothering you.
No, because you were making it at times. You haven't done it in the last 2 episodes, but you made Donna all this big giant thing. And I was like,
I think that she's an attractive woman. I think she's a pretty girl.
You all right?
Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Vince is Donna's only. Tammy said Vince is Donna's only. Donna feels like she has more connections.
Okay.
No, but Steven acted like Donna was a connection.
Well,
he didn't give her a succulent. Somebody said Truth and Love said he didn't even give her the succulent he made for Shannon.
Yo,
like, let me just give this to her. That is hilarious.
That says a lot.
That is hilarious. Oh my gosh.
He didn't even fake it.
He did not. He said, this is for Shannon. And then she was just like, and then I guess Lauren was upset. Lauren is upset with everybody. She was upset with Steven for not giving her a succulent. She's upset with Vince about the thing. The only person she's not upset with, she was also upset with Bello. This is the thing. If you're trying to win a guy, even if you're just doing it for the show, you can't fuss at him. If you want to get him, you can't fuss at him. You can only fuss at him after you get him. And not too much of that because they're hard to hold on to.
Crystal is preaching tonight. Listen to her.
I'm preaching from experience. I'm telling y'all the truth. They don't like all that. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, let's move on to Sir Darius. That's what I'm calling him for the rest of the time. It's Sir Darius. I don't even think we're going to be able to say anything as funny as this clip is. So I'm just going to roll the clip. This clip is priceless.
Serious about this whole thing. I know what I'm attracted to. I know what I want. I'm real big on like God.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you go by? Like, who do you hear from? What do you know?
Who do you serve? That's important to me as well. You know, I need to know who's leading you.
A lot of guys don't lead with that. And I feel like I just want to be led in that way.
I love that you had that in your heart, and that's genuine to me.
Yeah.
With Ashley, I love just how intentional she was. And I also love the intellectual conversations. We speak spiritually, so she's a succulent kind of woman, succulent.
My brother Darius. Lord have mercy. Come on now.
I appreciate the intelligent conversation.
I want to know who leads you. Who leads you? Come on now.
Whoo, Derek, he says succulent. He said he needed a woman that was spiritual and succulent. I have never heard those two put together. Never heard those two put together, but now, and we did see the hairline. Now, Darius, aside from the fact that he repeated everything that she said once again, she said, I need someone that, you know, is in the God. Yes, that's important to me as well.
He was so close to saying Jesus is my homeboy.
But he said, he's got the hands like this and said, you know, Ashley, because that's important to me as well. Yes. Now, I will say this. Both Ashley and Darius seem like they are having the same type of conversations. That conversation did not seem like one was ahead of the other. It seemed like they were both, because she was like, God is important. Yes. Spiritual, being spiritualism. Who's leading you? A lot of guys don't lead with that. Well, I do. I lead with it. Like it seemed like they were neck and neck. They were neck and neck on the intellectual prowess there. Bless her heart.
He is one spray paint can from Jermaine Jackson.
But I will say this.
Let it go.
I did enjoy, let's talk about that. That succulent last part was wild. That I couldn't believe he did that.
Hey, he can cook. He made breakfast, seafood breakfast for everybody. Saw that?
He did. I do want to talk about, I did appreciate, this is the only scene I feel like there might have been a little authenticity from Sir Darius, is when Ashley made the succulent, painted the pot with his RIP to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he is, I'm not gonna mimic how I thought he shared it with her, but there was no fox. There was no fox. There was no fox, no ferret, no coon, nothing. No, what are those things that smile all the time? What are those things that smile all the time? The little rodent things. Anyway, there was no rodent fur involved in tonight's episode.
No, they had a throw though. It was from
they did. They were.
It didn't have feet. It didn't have hands and feet though.
It did not have hands and feet. So we're gonna be okay with it. I did see someone sent me several. Why do y'all keep sending me these links showing faux fox furs with feet and eyes and faces for around $53.95? I'm not gonna post that because that's not what tonight was about. But I did think that was a touching scene. Do you think that based on that scene, because the coyote throw, I think a capybara is what I was thinking. You guys know those capybara things that smile all the time?
I know what you're talking about. They make that movie about it.
The capybara, they're having smiles all the time. I'm gonna show. I'll pull one up to show you guys. I think that might have been what the throw was. But do you think that based on that conversation that Meerkat?
I think that's it.
No, I'm talking about a capybara, but Meerkat is hilarious. But okay, Mo, do you think that, I'm not looking at any more of y'all's comments. Do you think that they could have had a real connection based on her conversation with him about his mother?
I think it's a good starting point because I know that's a real thing to him.
Yeah.
And I just think if he stays in that space and build from there, I think he can, but I think, and that's just not just him. That's any of these guys that have a lot of game and, you know, vocabulary and vernacular, and they do all these things like you.
I don't know if there's a lot of, I don't know if there's a lot of vocabulary or
no,
vernacular.
I mean street vocabulry, street vernacular. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Vernacular.
Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
But I think if you can get them to get to a real place and kind of build from there, it tears down these walls and they start being real and they start, more importantly, feeling safe.
Okay.
Because they feel like a lot of times they gotta perform. If I get you close, you know, whether you use it against me or you think that I'm weak. So a lot of times, just to be real, game is defense. Mm-hmm. Whether you think it's going against you, they're using it to defend themselves, to block you from getting in and give you something that they think that you could digest, not realizing that they could be good enough for the person they really want to be with. But you got to show them. So
okay, Mo, you just came with some real. I like that.
Thank you. But
no,
when you
I'm just saying, as far as this, like you just gave some real, you know, real on why, you know, sometimes that guy could be hiding behind that. Showing.
I'm not saying every man. I'm just saying there are some guys. But if you touch them in a real space, something that you know, with like a passing of a mother, of course, or something like that, that's dear to them, and you catch them in that zone, and just let them talk. Don't interrupt them and let them build. Don't question it, and then you'll start to see the layers unfold, and then you'll start to see them feel comfortable, and they start shedding the player stuff and become Darius, who he really is. And that's just a lot of guys like that.
Yeah. So what do you think a woman has to have in order to get through that barrier of the Mac?
I think a lot of times, just like you were saying with Dominique, it's about, and I don't mean game. It's, you know, you bring up, you know, you hear their story or you find something that's dear to them. You know, you can't hide that. You speak about someone that lost a mother and they start speaking about them. You're going to start to see, it's going to be in their eyes. Yeah. You're going to start to see the slang and the street vernacular starts to change. And then you tap into that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if everybody can tap into that, but you are real good because people already like to talk to you and pour themselves out to you, you know. So, you know, I don't know if that's a gift or if that's something you learn to do, but that's a real thing.
I think I agree. I don't know. I think, you know, Ashley did a little bit of that with her conversation with Bello. And I don't think it was necessary so much. I think Bello is a good conversationalist, right? Yeah, so I think we saw him have that type of conversation with Ashley and also Ashante. And I just think he's intelligent. He's a good conversationalist. But from someone that is a conversationalist, you can tell people's energy is different when it's someone they're attracted to. So I've only seen that with Dominique, with Bello, but the fact that Ashley does have that depth, I think that allowed her to connect with the fact that Darius lost his mother. I don't care who you are. You could be, you know, Jerome, you know, Romy Rome or whoever. You lose a parent or a child or a sibling. There's connectivity there, you know. So I do think, I hope that was a real moment. That's the only one that we've seen, but I do appreciate the other entertainment.
The daughter, where his mother sold that outfit, the daughter, you don't think that was a real moment?
Because that was a 4T. And he told us it was brought when his daughter was born. No. He was just trying to show up and he was trying to have something to add to the conversation. But I mean, maybe his mother did give him that dress. I'm not saying that. I don't mean to be insensitive and saying that, but that was not when she was born. That was a full 4T, and a newborn. That's just not. It wasn't.
Maybe she bought it for her to grow into.
Maybe. I don't know about bringing it to the hospital though.
Cause didn't she make it?
I don't know.
I thought he said mother sold it. I don't know.
We have to go back and watch that. We're not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying it was a big dress, and I do know that the newborns, if they're being baptized, you know, they have a long dress, but not that summer jean dress. I did find the capybara though. Just like it feels like Darius took that. Oh yes, And Ashley did. I think Ashley is impressed because she said, I'm driving his car today. She said, I have his car. I said, you go, girl. She said she got the car. I don't know if that was the stinking Lincoln, but what's funny about that is he told Dominique he drove it to impress her, but then I guess he gave the keys to Ashley.
Damn it.
Ashley also brought up the fact that he got her a fur. And I just want to let you guys know that this is a capybara.
I wasn't even thinking that.
That's what that is. That's a capybara, and that's the babies. Those are capybara.
Groundhog. I don't like that.
Yeah, they're big, but they have a smile on all the time. Yeah.
He's not smiling now?
Well, they do. If he's face forward, he's smiling, Mo.
I like the meerkat. They smile all the time.
Well, they don't necessarily smile. They just pop up. They pop up
on their face.
Timon does because he's in the Lion King, but not all of them.
All the ones I seen smile.
I'm gonna show you the capybara smile because they're happy. They're so happy. They're so happy.
That's because they just ate. You see how big that thing is?
They're happy things. Oh my God, they're huge. They are huge. But yeah, he could definitely get the coat from one of these. And that because oh my God, they're huge. They are huge.
They're like guinea pigs, big fat guinea pigs. I don't think too big.
You don't like it?
Nah.
I like it. I mean, not next to me. I don't want it. No, I don't want it close to me or anything. But I think they're cute. And I think that could have been what the blanket was. Hold on, a ferret. A ferret was around the neck. We definitely know that the ferret was around the neck. But come on, Mo, this is a cute little thing. This thing is cute. Hold on, let me pull him up. Let's give him a name. Let's give Darius's furs a name. I think we should start to name these furs because you know he's gonna have one on in the men's lounge the next time.
Wow! Somebody said Ricky Tikki. Oh my God! Whoever said that?
Ricky Tikki Tabby.
Yeah! Wow!
I love our chat because we are all from the same place.
I used to watch. I haven't heard that in.
Hey, I love it. Alvin and the Chipmunks, Ricky Tikki Tabby. Yes, yes. Hey, look at this little thing. Yes, they do. Look, they do smile. Look at how cute he is. Isn't he cute?
No, the meerkat smile better than it. That thing too fat. It look like a rat.
It doesn't look like a rat. Rats are yuck. Rats are rodent. Darius's rodent collectibles. Mongoose. That is. Mongoose is funny. Oh my gosh. Speaking of pets, guys, I do have to tell you that today, for those of you that it was one. I mean, I don't want to pull up a catalog. Hey, you there? A sloth? Yeah, I don't like the sloths. Sloths kind of scare me because they go so slow. But did you guys see when that guy went to go touch it, it started moving fast? There was one laying in the middle of the street, and the guy went to go touch it and move it. The thing started moving fast. I was like, yeah, leave it alone. Leave him alone. Leave it alone. But Zuri was sick today.
Uh-oh.
Zuri was sick. She was down. The vet had to come out, and they had to do like a tubing. It was a very long process, but I will keep you guys posted. But the morning was really messed up. I ended up having to cancel work today and go over to the barn to see Zuri. And literally, when I went there, first she was standing up, but she was like near the fence. And then I came in there, and she came over to me, and then she laid down. So I went over and like sat on the ground next to her and like was, giving her love. And then she laid all the way down. At first I was like, oh, this is cool. I can lay down with her. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because when horses lay down, it's a bad sign. So I went and, called. The vet was already on the way, but it was really scary. But she got up. She had colic basically. And so they gave her some medicine and stuff. So yeah, I don't know why I keep having so many animal. The Rottweiler had a baby, and then the baby was dead, and then now the horse is down. It's a lot going on. Y'all pray for us. Pray for me and Gun Boss. We're having a hard time. We're having a
Shout
hard
out
time.
to Haitian Empress. I ain't seen her in a minute. What up?
All right, so let's get to the end of, oh, wait a minute. I got to show you guys because I just mentioned the animals. I mentioned the animals, so I got to show them Sade that had a baby because I haven't shown you guys the Rottweilers, so I have to show them the Rottweilers. I'm sorry for those of you that are only here for the Ready to Love. This is our break. This is a commercial break while Crystal shows you her animals. Oh, this is my Rottweiler that had a baby. See, she still has the breasts from the baby, but the baby was born stillborn. That's Sade. And she's doing better now. She is not a mutt. She is a full-blood Rottweiler. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, you there. Well, we are happy to see you here.
We miss you too.
Yeah,
I know you got some stuff going on, but we would definitely pray for you. We definitely asked about it. It was good to see you up in the chat.
Yeah, we definitely are excited to see you. She just had one and it was stillborn. It was a whole thing. We were scared there were more. It was a whole thing, Druzy. But she's back to herself now. She was looking for the puppy and depressed, not eating. There was a lot going on here. And then the horse is down. We got a whole animal hospital here. But all right, let's talk about the end here because I think it was a surprise. I'm going to tell you, I didn't think when we got down to it and we realized that both Steven and Cardi were on the chopping block. We did know that we knew that Cardi was going to be on the chopping block, right? Yep. So when we saw the two guys pull forward, I did not think that there was an opportunity for Steven to go home because I thought that honestly, I was like, well, maybe Steven's just going to move into the slot for Lauren, right? Because Shannon was gone. And I thought that we were going to keep him. But when both of them went home, we knew Cardi was going because there was no place for him to go. The metaphors were no longer necessary. But when Lauren said to Steven that he was not ready to love, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Why do you think they decided to get rid of both two guys at this time, Mo?
This is weird. I don't know if it's a numbers game because it didn't seem necessary.
Yeah.
For two, I mean, be honest with you, I thought Steve had still another week in him at least.
I thought so too. I was very shocked. I was like, because I kind of feel like the numbers are off now. So now we kind of need two women to go home next.
Right. And I think him passing, he killed himself though, if that's the case. He killed himself with the whole passing of the passing out of the
succulents.
It was like he really played himself on that one. And
yeah, I don't think he should have went for that. I think it was one of Tommy's curveballs. One of Tommy's curveballs, and oh my God,
Cardi to make him for everybody.
Well, I think that they did because I don't think people saw that coming. I do think it seems like Tommy is not as involved. Like, when is he going to have that conversation with all of them? Maybe it's coming next. Because I feel like we only see him when the music comes on. Dun, dun, dun. Like we don't see him talking to them and encouraging and asking questions. So maybe
usually isn't it like a situation that happens kind of like with the brother from Philly with Cisco when he comes out there. And it's usually when it gets down to the second to the last show, right? When he was like, talk your talk and start.
Talk. Yeah. It could. So it could be coming next.
Yeah.
I think that two women need to go. And I feel like it's got to be Ashanti and Lauren. Because otherwise obviously we know Bello and Dom. That's been from day one, right? They're that couple that was from day one, kind of like Shay and Mike on the first season. There have been couples like that in some of the seasons where you just know they lock in. Joy and what was the guys? Oh my gosh. Now I can't Clifton and Joy from day one. Clifton saw Joy in that green dress and he was like, I'm with it. So Bello and Dominique, Vince and Donna, and I mean
I don't see it.
Who else is there?
I mean, no. The Vince and Donna thing, I see great friendship, but I don't see.
Wait a minute, is that all we got? We got 3 guys. Who's the other guy?
It's you still got Darius is still there.
Darius. Okay, right. Okay, so we got Darius, Bello, and Vince. That's the end. There's no other guys. So that means that we got Dominique, Donna, and Ashley. So Lauren and Ashanti got to go, and we can get down to this and see what happens with the real deal.
That part.
So we got our couples. I mean, there's no way that Darius and Ashley, there's nobody else for either one of them. Dom and Bello, there's nobody else for either of them. And Vince and Donna, I mean, there's no way that Vince is going to pick Lauren over Donna.
There's no way that Vince is going to pick Lauren. He ain't going to pick none of anyway.
Bello is not going to throw no curveball. Bello is locked in. Please believe.
That would be wild.
He would not.
He wouldn't do it.
Cleared from the jump. He told her he was going to get her to fly closet. He is not wavered.
They talk about taking somebody to Mexico or something, right?
Dominique.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he ain't wavered. He's been. Is there fire?
You don't worry about what I'm doing. You might just do it.
I'm like, what's happening over there? You got somebody waiting for you after. What are you getting ready to light a candle? What's going on?
No, this is why I just had it here. That's why I do with my cigar. Just do the show, man.
It's distracting. I keep seeing a flame. I'm like, what's going on? Bello and Shantae, no and no. No.
Hell no.
No.
Heck no.
No. He's just talking to her. That's a friend. I'm pissed. Lauren should have left with Shannon. There was no need for Steven to leave. But who was Steven going to be with? If Lauren left, who was Steven going to be with? I thought Steven played himself. He could have got with Shannon.
He could have. Well, he could have, but I don't know if he did that. Honestly, Steven could have pulled Lauren off. I really believe he could have.
Can I tell y'all something that's really eating me up? When Lauren took Steven out to tell him that he was not ready to love, I saw them walk out and she had heels on and she was taller than him. Why didn't they give him the same treatment?
And that's what thank you. Now without it, because in the house, when they were making up doing the thing, I did see he was taller than her then. But then when they stepped out, he wasn't.
So I'm just like, why? Yeah, I wish they never showed us Steve and Ashanti in the beginning. I agree, Diamond. They did. I thought they were so cute, and they just crushed my hopes because I did not like Ashanti with anybody besides Steven. I know that she had a little flirtation with.
So technically, Bello had 3. He was on the top of 3 women then. If that's the case.
That's what they said. I think everybody just wanted Bello because he was attractive, but I think Bello only really was into Lauren and Dominique, and it was really Dominique. But I do think he was attracted to Lauren, but I think Lauren messed herself up by worrying about everybody else besides. Don't worry about people that ain't worried about you.
Why are we spending our time talking about everything? Like, come on now.
You got to know how to play the game when it comes to the gentleman. You cannot go in there thinking that with the pretty privilege rules.
They don't do that because once they feel like they're playing that game, they catering too much for him. They feel like that man is. I'm telling you, they
can feel the pivot, and I think women are smarter than men. But why men win is because they're simple and they can see the big pivot, and then it's like, you played yourself. Bello and Ashanti, Darius and Ashley, Vince and Donna. No, why are you saying that Bello is going to go with Ashanti over Dominique? What in the world?
I can't see it.
Diamond agrees with I don't know. Y'all, if that happens, I will. I don't know what will happen. If I will do something. I will do what will I do? I don't know. But I cannot imagine. I would really. I would have egg on my face, literally, if Bello switched to Ashanti.
Okay, know what you should do, because I know you don't.
I'm not going back to the first episode because it doesn't even matter.
If that happens, and I know y'all got liquor over there, I need you to take a shot live on camera.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh.
I don't think think it's gonna happen. So
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll take a shot live on camera, and then y'all have to don't hold me for anything else. I have to wear fur for the reunion. I'm not wearing that fur because that fur was hot. Let me tell y'all something. Those few minutes on camera, I was hot. I don't know how that man is wearing them furs with that hair dye. That fur was hot. It was hot. Edna says Bello may not want the real pressure from Dominique. I tell you what, if he did that, he played himself the whole season. If he turned around and picked Ashante, he played himself the whole season.
No,
and that definitely
if
made
Ashante accepts it, that's crazy.
Well, she would accept it because she just wanna be on the end. I don't think she would really be serious. Bello has a 1-year-old, right? He's playing. Everybody playing. Dominique is playing too. She don't really like him. Everybody playing. Now, I do want to say one thing. I think that this was worth talking about for people that are watching that are still hopeful about love. If there are any of you out there. In that conversation that Vince and Donna had last week about having children, and Vince said he doesn't mind either way, but if he was married to somebody that wanted to have children, he would have another child. And then she asked if he would be just as excited about the new child, the new baby, as he was his first two. And I hear women say this a lot. Now, I had children early, so I've never been in that situation because I had my children really, really early. But I would say this, anybody, and Mo, you can give me the men's opinion on this. I feel like every time a child is born, it is special. And I feel like if a man is in love with you, then it's going to be just as special with the next baby. I know so many women are like, I want my child to be the focus and I want him to be just as excited about my child as but I promise you, it's such a special time when the baby is born that I don't believe it would not be special. So when Vince said to her that he can't imagine not being ecstatic over a baby if he had one, I agree with him. I have seen men have second children, and we don't want to mention Brian McKnight. I have had to throw out so many amazing love songs because of his foolishness. It's hard to listen to his music with his asinine rhetoric that he spews on social media. But anyway, don't do that. Hey, you there, you threw me off. But no, I just want women to know that do not have children, that may get with a man that's already had children. I do think that a baby is special and you should not go into it thinking that it would not be. I think even myself as a woman, I remember thinking that if I got married again, this is when I was single, before I really even thought I could possibly get married. And by the time Adrian and I got together, I was in my early to mid 40s. And I remember thinking like, is this going to be like, because we both had children, we had both been married. And I was like, I don't think this is special, right? But I remember thinking if we did have a baby, even though my kids were grown, I would have been so excited because it's the fact that, first of all, babies are gifts from God. And if you're in love with a person, do you know how exciting that time is? There's no way that it can be not special. So I just want to say to a woman out there that's wondering if she doesn't have children and she's with a man that does, please know that that baby will be just as special. That process of having a baby and feeling the baby grow, do not downplay any gift that God is giving you because of well, he's done this before. Every situation is beautiful and special, and please don't think that way.
That in marriage, it's the same thing. Don't think that, well, it's not going to be, this should be your second time, or he already has kids, so he's not. Don't do that. Don't limit his love or put a cap on it and thinking he's not gonna. You made a very good point. It's special, especially when it's the woman you want to be with. You're with her now. You're living in that time. Like, it's not that. So give us a little credit. Jeez.
Well, I don't think it's about the man. I think it's really just about wanting. That's such a big time. A first child is such a big experience for a woman, especially because the baby, it goes, our bodies change and you feel that. So I understand that, wanting to know if it's going to be special for him, but I just want to assure women that it is a special time, and don't go into it thinking that way. You know, that is not true. Now, I do think that, oh, hey, you there, we do not give him Let It Snow. We focus only on Boys to Men. We do not focus on his parts, and you know, you can't even really hear it, so we don't worry about it. But I just had to clear that up because I'm not giving him Let It Snow. But I have 2 Rottweilers. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I got to stop reading the comments. But the thing about it is, a lot of times because of life, you know, things can be different. When you find true love, and you know, we laugh a lot, but seriously, most people really truly want to find true love. And I think that one of the things that gets people hung up are little things that don't even really matter, really. Like that person's past, that person, you know, certain things. If you find something that's special, you have to really, really, you know, hang on to that and not try to like allow fear and negativity from other people.
Within reason.
Within reason. But I'm saying some people don't want, there are some men that don't want to have children. There are, but that don't want to have children the second time around. But if he says he does and he's open to it, then believe what that man says until you see different, you know?
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, Steven, I think Steven should go back and get Ashanti. I think they were in the same place. They're not really serious. They're just having fun. They're young. They, you know, it's not a time to lock in with marriage. It's a time to date and see what I want, right? Ashanti has no problem because she gonna get what she wants, but she does need to go home. It's time for her to go home.
It is. I just hate, you know, especially you're on TV. You don't. I guess some people don't have a problem with it, but you don't want to play yourself. And you feel like, you know what? I'm going to try to go after this person knowing they have something a top over there. But you feel like Devon did it. All these other guys are doing it. Obviously, what's the name? Cardi did it a little bit. It's like
Cardi did it a lot. I don't know why he thought Dominique was a good fit for him. But that it makes sense why he said when we came and he was like, Dominique is everybody's type, but everybody ain't her type. See, that's the difference.
That part.
You need to work on a metaphor for that, sir. Ashanti, a lot of guys like her. She's a beautiful girl and she's fun. And I think that, you know, she's fun. She's got a good attitude. She was positive. She's very likable. I like that.
She's cool. I don't know how serious you could take her, but she's cool.
Yeah, she's not serious. Bello, to me, Bello having the Bello having the new child, that to me was a red flag. But you know, hey, Dominique ain't worried about that.
Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing, but it's a lot of dudes that could have been in Bello's situation and have been, or they corrected it, or a lot of stuff. Like, so I don't really judge him for that part. I mean, things happen and you could be reckless for one night. Can cost you, not cost you, because I don't think kids are like in that kind of cost. But things happen, man. So
I do, but you know what I don't like? Hey, you there? You know I like that song. That is I actually did a whole conversation on Cash Dolls for everybody. So it's a very, very. I should do that on this channel. We should all get together, ladies, and have a full break down the song between the married woman and the side chick. That song is deep. But anyway, I don't like when guys do that and then downplay the situation. Because sometimes it wasn't necessarily a one-night stand. It's guys have a way of downplaying people that they used to have situations. I'm not saying that that's what Bello's doing, but I'm saying I've seen people downplay situations if they don't like the female. Or if the female is not one that they want people to know they were actually involved with. It might have been something they did undercover. And then when it comes out, they want to downplay it. And I don't respect that.
Some of it, I don't know all of it. And I'm not saying this is that case.
Yeah.
But some of it is shame.
Yeah.
You know, so I get it. And I'm not justifying that by any means. You know, things happen. Children are a blessing. And I think think when people trying to move on with their life and get past it, they just kind of like say it, mention it in passing, but don't really stay on it like that.
Yes, the Betty This Is Barbara song, Edna, but Cash Doll did a remake, and boy, when I tell you, I'm telling you, it is so. I took it line by line. Hey, you there? And Cash Doll was there. We had Cash Doll come in, and we took it line by line, and it's because the song was trying to figure out like who's actually winning, the wife or the side chick. Some side chicks don't want to be the wife. Some side chicks are enjoying what they got, and
sometimes it's the wife does all the heavy lifting.
The wife does all the heavy lifting and doesn't get the best thing. Now, I mean, it just depends on where you see yourself, but it's an interesting song. It's deep, but yeah, it also kind of make you feel it's a song that can make you jaded on either side. And Jolene was not good the second time around. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think this is interesting where we are at this point with the show. I do want to ask that. That's a good point, Truth and Love, because Bello said, do you think he was running game when he told Ashanti that Dominique was familiar? And
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were talking about the Cash Doll song, girl. I done went off on a tangent. Why do you think he was running game when he said that about? Because I thought that was strange. I was like, what does he mean by that?
So I mean, because a lot of times I think we confuse being comfortable and liking something that's familiar, but that's not the same thing. Because you're comfortable in the space doesn't mean familiar. Or he could have said, and let me correct this, because he followed up, which did make sense. Familiar, he has a type, and he's used to that type. And sometimes, and I think a lot of guys get caught up in it. I've gotten caught up in it, dealing with a certain type, and then here it comes again, and it hasn't been good for you.
Yeah.
And like your kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times your type as a human is your kryptonite, and you don't even know it, and you keep bumping your head on the same thing. So let me change that. He did clear that up and say, he just kind of put it in context of, I've dated women like this before.
I wonder what like this means.
The glam, the makeup, the whole package, that whole bell and whistle thing or whatever she does, that thing. Only he can really define it, but that's what I'm assuming.
I would just ask you, that's to make the other women think they may have a chance. I think that's what I thought. I thought that was just what he was saying to give Ashanti, to make her think that there was still a chance, even though it's very clear. Anytime you come to the vacation and y'all sleep in the same room, everybody needs to leave it alone. Leave it alone. And if you guys notice, every time there was a outing, they were holding hands.
Do you see what the thing after they gave you the succulent, they kissed like in the mouth a couple times?
They did kiss in the mouth, but I'm saying they were sitting down holding hands. Like, what are we doing?
And then you gonna bring it down.
My husband, it'll be all she wrote. Trust and believe. She gets nothing. I'm changing bank accounts and all. He won't have money to spend on no side chick. Edna, you better say that. Edna says she's gonna take all the money.
Edna, you ain't gonna do nothing. You're gonna go home and cry.
You know what? You don't say that, because there are some women out here that are strategists.
I'm joking. I don't know.
Strategists. Bello said what he thought she wanted to hear. I agree. But every time they spent the night together, they were holding hands. I guess, is it just me? Maybe I'm weird, because to me, I wouldn't have had conversations like that at all with nobody. I would have just paid attention and pivoted. Like, you can't, like, you gotta, when you're in a tight race, you gotta go for what you know you can win. That's a steep hill. I don't want to do that.
That's true.
I'm gonna go over here. Somebody could have locked in on Devon by just giving him a whole lot of Dominique-like attention. I'm gonna drop the gems on the Friday night.
Dominique,
pay attention.
Maybe she has an older soul. I'll just say that she comes off as an older soul, and she gets that. Them young women,
she got the game from them chicks. That she got the game, and I just really expect.
How old is that lady?
42.
How old is she? What? Say it again.
I say she's 42. That's what the promo packages say.
The neckline say a little different.
Hey. You know what? I really hate that.
But it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing. Okay. But no, I think that Dominique, I expected more women from Detroit to have game. I got a girlfriend that's from Saginaw. She got the game. I don't know. I don't know what these girls. Shannon said she was Chicago born and Detroit sharpened. Not along with them jazzercise tights. She's always.
We can't tell, Shannon.
I can tell. Oh, we can't tell that Shannon was. We can't tell where the sharpening. But I think Shannon was a different side of Detroit sharpened. The Jack and Jill side.
Yeah.
She comes off very Jack. She actually like has that Felicia Rashad-ish energy. I like Shannon a lot.
Yeah.
But I do think she had assistance with that prose. The manifesto read a bit like it was assisted by a little chat GPT.
Oh, that's so funny.
One last point of business. Are we going to discuss C-Dub's comments about Darius's dirty smelling fox neck? What?
His neck smell like a fox. Oh God, that is funny. Oh, that is so funny.
Oh, not Hussein. Are you going to shoot your shot at Lauren? I think, you know what? I think that he would have done great on this season. He because I think he was cheated. He was robbed with Rose. I think he was robbed with Rose last season.
He really was.
Yeah, that was not good. That was Hussein was robbed. I hope he would talk to Lauren. I think he's definitely tall enough. I think he's quiet. He'll let Lauren do her thing. You know, she wants, you know, I would be good with that. I think that's
dope. They should do a cross thing.
Yeah. You know what? When they did that Ready to Make a Move,
they should have kept
Detroit and Philly aren't that far to where we couldn't make something like that work. I feel like Hussein was very like mature and let me tell you something. Classy, because most guys would have really, really went off on old girl the way she was talking reckless and lying on him and stuff at the reunion, right? So you would have went off. Can you imagine if
I would have said something?
You're talking about Rose, how she did Hussein last season. Can you imagine Rose and Vince?
I
wish a man like Vince on Rose, because she got away with so much because he just was so cool and he didn't clap back. He didn't do a lot of stuff afterwards or nothing like that. But she was very disrespectful and real out of pocket. But I feel like because he was able to stay so calm, that would make sense for Lauren, because how she's able to stay calm and be classy when Dominique tried to get at her a little bit. Rose would, Tammy said Rose would get cursed out by Steven, probably, but Vince would be wild. Vince would, what? So you're saying, well, no, he would go in because she was such a contradictory, hypocritical person. Bless her heart. I hope, blessings to her. I hope she's grown. But yeah, I think that Lauren needed a guy that was going to focus on her and was going to make her feel, give her all the feels. But
he wanted the attention Dominique got, not necessarily even from,
I agree. I agree.
But not necessarily from, I guess it would have been nice from Bella, but she wanted from somebody that was at least
that she was attracted to.
There you go.
And yeah, I wish Vince I wish a Vince like man for Rose, because she even Cam didn't check her. None of them. They were really nice to her, even though she was wild. But that's good to see men being men. Men need to be leaders. You can't be a leader if you're acting like something different. So I'm glad they both did that. Okay, Under the Olive Branches is giving us all the animals: mink, ultra dense chinchilla, fluffy fox, velvety rabbit, silky sable, plush coyote, used for warmth and luxury and clothing, often distinct. Hold on. You know what?
That sounds like something from Chat GPT.
Trust me, Chat GPT, there are so many people. So I'm an editor-in-chief for a magazine, and people send me articles, and I'm like, I can tell because but anyway. Yes, often distinguished by their natural colors or suitability for dyeing. Well, that would be because Darius's furs are dyed brilliant colors: orange, pink, blue, red, all types of colors. I've never seen men wear so many colors of furs. Yeah.
When Big had that song Hypnotizing, like my Detroit players, and mentioned it, they know.
Like Baskin Robbins flavors. Yes.
How they play out there.
Yes. But yeah, so tonight, I think tonight's episode, I'm gonna give it a 10. Never before have I given a Ready to Love episode a 10. I'm going to give it a 10 because there was a lot of drama going on. There was a surprise ending with 2 people going home. We saw how several people played themselves, including Steven and Lauren. A little bit of Belle, a little bit. And what's the and Cardi?
Okay, you're breaking it down because I'm okay. I can rock with that. At first, I was going to say a 9, but once you start breaking it down, okay.
It ain't going to get no better than this, except for possibly the reunion. But for episode-wise, it had a lot. And I mean, people were waiting in the chat.
And then they take people home. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think we need to suggest that they do a ready to move. Make a move. Yeah, it's time for a make a move. Before Chicago, slip in a make a move and bring Lauren and Hussein. We want it.
I like that.
Who else would you want to see on a make a move? I would say Mercedes. I like Mercedes from where was Mercedes from? Was it the Louisiana? I can't remember, but Mercedes, who was Shannon's friend, I liked her, and I felt like the guy that she connected with, he was cool and he liked her. They connected, but he just wasn't mature enough.
Give me LeBron, Dallas,
Miami. So that was Miami. Yeah, I think we got to focus on like the hey, you there? I said, I promise you they ain't find no men to cast for Chicago. Oh, they gonna find some men. Even if they have to move them in. Yeah. Even if they have to move them in. Yeah, I think that Chocolaticity, no. I don't want Chocolaticity, no. Well, that probably would be good. Good TV.
I'll take LeBron from Dallas.
That's his boy.
No. But you know why? Because of his energy. Like I follow him on social media. He's like, I think he'll be good for TV.
LeBron was full of games.
Aren't they all?
Yeah, that's true. This is true. My nephew has an ex that will be on the Chicago season. Chicago's going to be good. I think Chicago is going to be good, but I hope they do and make a move. Not Aunt Viv. I saw one of the girls from Houston, and I pulled her, but she was definitely a lot. F your feelings said, who wants LeBron? I don't know.
You gotta look for people that make good TV.
Yeah, I don't know that he is Denise. Yes, Denise.
He has teddy bear effect.
Denise The small girl that was the hairdresser in DC. Oh yeah, she was good TV because she left with the one guy. That was a drama-filled season. But yeah, all right. So we're gonna give it a 10. If you're just watching this replay, let us know what you think. What would you give tonight's episode of Ready to Love? Oh, hey, sweetie. Must be nice to be chilling in a warm, dry house, and I'm out here making money. Babe, what? That is what?
Horse hooves.
Well, I told you guys one of the horses is down. The other one has bad feet and has to have expensive shoes. Babe, I don't know what to say. I told the people that you didn't want to hear the conversation. I won't. How about this? Since you're out there working, I won't talk to you about feelings when you get home. How about that?
She did say that.
I won't talk about the feelings. I know men don't want to hear. I swear, every time I mention something about feelings, my husband's eyes just be like,
man, you got to time that thing so right.
When is a good time? When do y'all want to hear about feelings?
When you mess up.
Well, that never happened. So.
Oh, and there we have it.
Whatever. Not never. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's going to be a conversation offline. So, yeah. But 10 for tonight's episode, and 10. Let us know if you guys watch this in a replay. Let us know what you would rate tonight's episode. Let us know what you think. Do you think that the couples are going to be Bello, Dominique, Darius, Ashley, Vincent, Donna, or do you think there's going to be there's going to be an unsettling, and that somehow Ashanti's going to knock Dominique off her perch? I know Dominique would be like, as if. I got
a sneaky suspicion that next week will be the episode that Darius gets at
Vince. I'm interested to see that. I'm very interested to see that.
Then you go and see all this. Well, he's a leader. He's this, and you're going to see it here. If he's confrontating, it's easy to say anybody can get at a woman. Can you get at another man? Is your man? See all that? Well, he does this, and he said, yeah. The thing is, when they get at a man.
Well, I didn't necessarily say he was a leader. I said I think he was an intellectual.
No, not. Well, what's the name say? He looks like a protector. And
Lauren said he's a protector. I'm interested to see why she said that. I wonder what she meant about him being a protector, because that was interesting that she said that. That was very interesting.
He might be. I don't know. I'm just saying, when you get tested by enough, that's when you're going to see what it is. No, it's not. I don't have a problem with. That's what I'm saying. As soon as you say something, they feel like you got a problem with somebody because you say something. I'm just saying he might stand up and say the challenge. I'm just saying we see it, and I think a lot of times from our perspective, we think somebody is some way until they're challenged, and then when they're challenged, that's who they are.
That definitely could be true. I think I was interested to hear her say that he was a leader. I don't know. I don't know
something we don't know. I don't know.
She definitely knows something we don't know, because a lot of the guys, she said a lot of the girls like him, got that from him, right? And so there had to be something that kept him to this point, right? And even though Ashanti doesn't like him, but I don't know if that obviously wasn't everybody else's opinion, you know what I mean? But I just think that when a person is intellectual, it could be hard. Period. A lot of people don't really gel with intellectual people because they look at the whole picture and they get in the weeds.
That's the thing. Even with that, I don't get the intellectual thing, man. I don't know where y'all see that at, but y'all see it. I don't know. I don't see it, but I'm like, okay.
Well, Emily didn't like anybody.
Oh no, she did.
Emily didn't like anybody. So they say I lead with sex, they lead with lameness. Hilarious.
She has Mary J. Blige syndrome.
She does. Well, we are getting ready to get out of here. I do want to tell you guys, I am super excited because Monday starts a new news podcast that I'm doing. I enjoy these conversations because we get a chance to kiki and be silly, but I really do like talking about real things and real issues in our community, specifically the African American community. And so I have a intellectual news podcast that will air every Monday at noon here on this channel and also on Lennox and Parker. And I just wanted to show you guys this quick clip. So in case you have an opportunity to watch on Monday, please about that. It's myself and the publisher, Lennox and Parker.
On the 12th, right?
12 noon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We may go to every day, but right now we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Really trying to make the channel feel like it's a channel. So there's different things. And I love doing these conversations, but like I said, I just always feel like people don't get a chance to see that intellectual side of me. And I like doing that side too. So I want to, we have a little bit of something. We do a little kikiing, we do a little gossip, we do a little relationship, but then we also talk about real issues for specifically our community. We got a lot going on politically. So I feel like we have to be a part of this conversation as well. So please join in 9 a.m. on the West Coast, 12 a.m. on the East Coast. You see my homegirl is hanging out, has been hanging out with me the entire time tonight. Sugar Pie, come say goodbye. Come here. Come here. Come on. She's like, good Lord, it's time to go to sleep, Mama. It's time for us to go to sleep. All right, so we're getting ready to get out of here. Mo, what's going on this weekend? You got to work this weekend?
Yes and no. Not the whole week.
Okay. 12 p.m., noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. So it'll be noon here in Atlanta on the East Coast. Obviously different times and different time zones, but it will also be on the channel and for you to watch the archive if you catch it. So thank you guys for watching. We had almost 500 people in the chat tonight. Please like this conversation on the way out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you're going to rate tonight's episode and the couples that you think will be returning next week. Mo and I will be back on Wednesday to talk more about the dates from Ready to Love. All Dating Diaries right now is about the dates from Ready to Love and some of the things that we see happening on social media. And then, of course, next Friday, an all-new episode of Ready to Love will be right here. All right, we love you guys for watching, and we will see you all next week. Have a good weekend. We love you, and we will see you at the top of the week.
See ya.